Karmelo Anthony's family just spent $19,000 on DoorDash. Yes, this breaks the world record for a DoorDash order. And you know it's expensive when you need a U-Haul driver to deliver the groceries. And yes, this is a real picture of the DoorDash driver delivering the groceries in a U-Haul. You see how many groceries are in the back of this U-Haul? You are not feeding a family. You are feeding a whole nation. What are they going to do with all this food? Are they just going to stay cooped up in that house? I mean, as you guys see, this is how they're spending this money. $19,000 on a DoorDash order is insane. Over 3,000 items bought? Why don't you guys just go to the store? I thought you guys had security. But this is what they're doing with the donations. Spending $19,000 on food, and then $1 million house, a brand new car. What is going on, y'all?
So someone sent me over this video this morning asking if it was real. But before you guys get your pitchforks and your torches ready, it is not real. And if you have been subscribed to my channel for long enough, you know I have no problem calling out misinformation on both sides of whatever story I'm covering. But this video was not put out to misinform people or to mislead people. This video was put out to troll Karmelo Anthony's supporters. Because a lot of people, you may follow the case. You may follow the official facts of the case. You may look into the case here. You may look into the case there. But a lot of people are not fully tapped in and plugged into the story. A lot of people don't realize that there's like a culture war happening surrounding this story. A lot of people don't understand the layers and levels to the story and what's going on social media, how people are reacting here, how people are reacting there. And when I cover a story, like how I'm covering the Austin Metcalf story, I fully immerse myself in the story. I expose myself to everything and every group of people on every corner of the internet. I just soak it all in so I can give you guys an informed opinion about what's going on. Now, as you all know, ever since the Austin Metcalf story broke, there has been a portion of the black community online all day, every day, spreading nothing but lies, right? Spreading all of these fake stories about what went down. And at this point, it's become a social media trend. It's become a TikTok trend where certain portions of the black community, the portion of the black community that is supporting Karmelo, they'll film little TikTok videos giving their fake stories about what happened, right? It's like a... Did you ever read a book when you were a kid, like a choose your own adventure book, and you could choose the decision, and depending on what decision you chose, the story would go a different way? That's what these people are doing. A choose your own adventure, create your own fantasy, your own anti-white fantasy behind the Karmelo Anthony Austin Metcalf story. So every day the internet, especially TikTok and Facebook, every day the internet is flooded with videos from this community with people just giving all types of fake, weird, different stories, right? That's why, we've gone through them all. There was the story about, Austin Metcalf was at a party and disrespected Karmelo's girlfriend, and Karmelo came to get revenge. And then, of course, there's the latest story that Austin and his brother Hunter, they were known robbers in the city, and they were robbing Karmelo at the track meet. The reason all of these stories and all of these lies are so vastly different is because people have turned this into a TikTok trend for entertainment. Who can create the fakest, most juicy, entertaining scenario about what went down instead of just reading the police report. Now, some people think that there's a big agenda behind this, that these people are coming together purposely, right, to tamper with the jury pool, right, to make sure that you can't find a single juror out there that doesn't have some sort of bias, that hasn't been exposed to some sort of fake information. People think that it's all a scheme to do that, right? Now, I won't deny that there are schemes like that going on, but a lot of this isn't that deep. A lot of the people spreading these lies aren't even capable of forming complex thoughts like that. I know that people like to overcomplicate things, but the reality of why people are spreading these lies, it's very simple. It's just to piss off white people. It's to bother white people. For the most part, there's not some big conspiracy behind it. No, they're posting these videos because they want angry reactions from white people in their comment sections. And the reason why people are starting to film videos like what you saw at the beginning of this video is because now people are trying to combat that, right? People feel like, hey, we cannot stop these people from spreading all of this fake information, all of this outlandish stuff, so we're going to start filming TikTok videos too with outrageous claims. $20,000 on DoorDash. Showing a video and pictures of a U-Haul with furniture in it, clearly showing that he's trolling and messing around. But he's doing it to counteract all of the lies and all of these videos that we see Karmelo's supporters spreading. And look, I think it's funny. I halfway want to make a TikTok and join in on this trend to troll these people. But it's going to make this case even more confusing for a lot of people, because now I know I'm going to have like 15, 20 videos like this in my inbox every day with people asking me, is this real? Or people telling me that this just happened. And it's going to make my job a little bit tougher trying to dig through what's real and what's fake, because there's a lot of fake out there about this case, at least when it comes to the information swirling around about Austin Metcalf. There's not any fake information swirling around about Karmelo. They want you to think this information is fake about them moving into a new house and stuff like that, but they already announced in court that they had every intention to do so. And they've even updated their little donation fund to let people know, because I think they legally had to, that they're not just using the funds for legal defense anymore. At first it was supposed to be for legal defense. Now it's for whatever the hell they want. They are living high on the hog off of the murder of Austin Metcalf. But I do think that Karmelo's supporters are starting to overplay their hand. Because when they were first spreading these lies, they weren't as ridiculous as they are now. So even though I always thought the lies they were spreading were ridiculous, a lot of gullible people were buying into it, right? But the more ridiculous their lies get and the more bold they get, the more likely they are to start turning people away, right? The more likely it is that some people are going to start turning away from this community because things are getting too ridiculous. And I think the biggest mistakes they've made so far is to all of a sudden say, oh, we got to charge Hunter Metcalf. Literally demanding for Hunter Metcalf, Austin's twin, to be arrested for his murder. That was just insane, right? But I think the straw that may have broke the camel's back, and don't get me wrong, we are nowhere near the end of the madness that Karmelo supporters are going to create. We haven't even got to the trial yet. But this latest, oh, it wasn't a knife, it was a cleat sharpener narrative that portions of the black community are spreading like a wildfire on social media right now. I think that was, I don't know, I think it was a wake-up call for some people. Now look at me. Obviously, I don't run track. But last time I checked, people don't use cleats to run track, right? Like, that's kind of like common sense. Even as a fat guy who never ran track a day in my life, I know that. Also, cleat sharpener. Now, a cleat sharpener, it almost sounds like something real that may have existed like back in the day. I kind of just like view someone holding up a cleat to like one of those spinning things and there's like sparks flying everywhere. But you know, like the little spikes that you put in your cleats, you can like take them out and replace them. You can buy like 100 of them for like $10. I don't think there is a such thing as a cleat sharpener. Maybe there used to be. But I don't know where they came with this cleat sharpener nonsense because it's absolutely ridiculous. And I think people who have maybe played sports realize that. So a lot of people are like, all right. You know, we were here defending Karmelo when y'all said it was self-defense. We want to believe it was self-defense too, but a cleat sharpener? Really? We know he stabbed him with a knife. There's never been any discrepancy about the knife. That's the one thing everyone could agree with in this story, that Karmelo had a knife, right? But now, no, we got to take that away too. We got to make this guy look like the most pristine angel on earth. So the levels of ridiculousness that Karmelo supporters are taking this to, like I said, they're overplaying their hand and they're starting to cause some people to turn away. And I'm now starting to see more videos surface online of people, black people, calling out the black community for how they've been handling this case. In fact, I want to roll a clip of what this woman had to say, but first, people often ask, how can they support the channel? The answer to that question is very simple. You can support the channel by liking the video, subscribing, sharing the video on social media, and by ringing that notification bell so you can be notified of my next upload. All of these ways to support the channel are quick, easy, and free. But if you want to take your support one step further, because YouTube does not like people like me talking the truth about cases like this one. So if you want to take your support one step further, you could always send a super thanks or a cash app. It is greatly appreciated, especially in times like this. But with that being said, let's go ahead and roll this clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
I am a little emotional this morning because I open up this app and all I see is people that look like me celebrating a young man's death and congratulating the murderer. I would hate to be Austin Pierce to open up the internet and see that people are celebrating my child's death, and to know that his twin brother watched his brother die in his arms, and there was nothing he could do about it. And it's people that look like me celebrating this, congratulating the murderer. That young man had every intention on using that knife, because good kids don't carry knives around without thinking that they're going to use them. I don't know no good kid that's in a good place in their mind and in their heart carrying knives around. Good kids go to track meetings and they run. And they are respectful. He went over to someone else's tent and started trouble with the intentions on using a knife. And he did. And then there's people that look like me celebrating it. I am so ashamed. Austin, sweetheart, I apologize. You did not deserve to lose your life in that manner, and by an evil child with hate in his heart, because that's what it was. And y'all literally raised money for this kid. Y'all didn't even raise money for the young man's funeral, because if I was Austin Pierce, I would sue his parents for every dime that they had. I will sue them so much they will be in the back to the projects. I think y'all should sue them for negligence. Y'all raised $400,000 for this young man. I pray that your $400,000 be in vain. I pray he still go to jail. And I pray he get the help he needs, because he needs it. that young man has hate in his heart. And this is not his last go around with the police. Because y'all done celebrated this man killing another young man. And he's okay with that. Y'all actually congratulating him. While another family is mourning the loss of their child. Now I want y'all to put yourselves in their shoes. Your child gets stabbed, and your other child watched him die in his arms, and then you wake up at the end of the day and see people celebrating your child's death. How would you feel? Would you be okay with that? No, I want you to be very honest, because while y'all celebrating, just know, God makes sure He make you feel other people's pain, especially when you laugh about it. You are in times where karma is at its first hand, and it don't wait any longer. It gets you right away. I pray those that laughing feel this pain themselves. Say his name. Austin, baby, rest in peace, sweetie. God got you now.
And you see, this is why I've been telling you guys from day one not to allow yourself to get too worked up by what these people are doing. Now, even I'm guilty. I've gotten pissed off at some of this stuff. Some of this stuff has made my blood boil. And I know you guys feel the same. That's why a lot of you guys are here watching this video right now. But sometimes it's best, folks, to just sit back and just be quiet and allow people to expose themselves as the fools that they are. You see, we're not up against a very bright, intelligent enemy here, right? We are up against a community of people who know nothing but self-sabotage. We are up against a community of people who destroy their own community. They destroy and tear down each other. And when you're up against an enemy like that, you don't really have to fight back. You don't have to do much. You can just sit there, sip on your Starbucks water, and watch as they destroy themselves. Because that's what these people do. Because that's the mentality that they have. So you can look at everything these people are doing, and it can ruin your day. You can allow it to bother you, but understand, what they're doing isn't really hurting us. It's hurting them. Now, don't get me wrong. It is hurting Austin's family. And I wish none of this was happening, but it is. I can't stop this stuff from happening. I don't have the power to stop this entire community of people from spreading all of this fake information. All I can do is my part, which is why I get up every day and I work 12, 13 hours a day, making content, editing the content, putting out these videos to confront a lot of the lies that they've been spreading about Austin. But understand, yes, it hurts Austin's family, and I wish it wasn't happening, but it is. But the people who are doing this, they're hurting themselves more than they are hurting Austin's supporters. They are ruining their credibility, which they didn't have any anyway, but now they're definitely not going to have any in the future. They're ruining their names. They're making themselves look stupid. And at the end of the day, when the smoke clears and when the dust settles, you're going to have a group of people who stood on the side of what was right, regardless of what people said about them. You're going to have the people who stood on the side of right. And then you're going to have Karmelo's supporters, who have all acted like buffoons, who all look like shit-slinging animals that lost their freaking mind over someone being held accountable for once for a crime that even they admitted to committing. So you really don't got to say much You just got to allow them to talk. Because there is a magnifying glass. Okay? Not only on this story, but on this community that is supporting Karmelo. There is a magnifying glass on them right now. And the world is watching. America is watching. People are watching this reaction. They're taking note. So just allow these people to go as crazy as they want. In fact, I hope they go even crazier. Please do. Put on full display. Show the world your true colors and who you are. Wake the world up to this problem that is in this community. Because right now, all of the stuff they're spreading, they think it's fun. Oh, kiki, haha, we pissed off some white people. Tell you right now, it's not a good look for anyone. And they're only hurting themselves. But you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.